Donald Trump's Burger Reich is here. Over the weekend, he spoke at, what was it? Maybe it was yesterday. I'm not sure. He spoke at Fort Bragg in front of active duty service members. We're not talking about talking to cadets. These are active duty service members. And what is bothering me so much is, other than the fact that he just went out there and gave a stump speech like he gives at all of his rallies and what have you, but he is out there talking to active military members, and they're laughing, they're cheering. All of the fascistic stuff that he says, they seem to be on board with it. So there's quite a few quotable things in here. Let's just take a look and see what we got to see. No more Vivek Ramaswamy. Here we are. Donald Trump. Look at this, man. Look at this shit. This is some V for Vendetta stuff, man. They're all in their little matchy hats. I can't wait till they get rid of the military hats and they just start wearing red Trump hats. That's when it's, full tilt boogie fascism. But let's see what Donald Trump has got to say.
People that burn the American flag should go to jail for 1 year.
All right. Right there. Right fucking there. It was already ruled on by the Supreme Court. A very conservative Justice Scalia said that is free speech. But he says this, and listen to the crowd of active duty military.
What they should be doing. And we'll see if we can get that done. We're going to try and get that done. We're working with some of your senators.
That's some scary shit right there, y'all. That's fucking scary, man. Do you think that these people give a good goddamn about brown people or trans people or anything? They seem to be pretty much all on board for fascism. They're all juiced up.
I know Senator Josh Hawley is very much involved, and I know the two senators from here. I think are you guys in favor of it? Boy, would this be a bad time for them to say no.
Fuck
I
you.
got you. I got those 2 votes. The agitators are throwing firebombs, Molotov cocktails, lighting vehicles ablaze. You saw all the cars that were burning.
No, not the Waymo cars. 3 whole cars got set on fire in LA. We must send in the 10th fucking or 1st battalion. We got to send in all these Army Rangers, man. Oh my God, a car burned. Have you ever been to a sporting event? The last time the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl, man, they burned down half the fucking town. Did you send in the military for that? We are a crazy bunch of people, man, pulling down traffic lights and setting trash cans on fire because they won a sporting event. Meanwhile, 3 cars get burned in LA, and you have protests during the day protesting ICE's fascistic shit going to pick up working people. All these people, they're here sucking off the government tit, man. These foreign invaders, they're coming here just eating up all the goddamn welfare. You picked them up at work. Are they sucking on the tit of, government funding? Or are they working people trying to get by? Which is it, man? You can't have it both ways.
Police officers and ICE officers who are the toughest people you'll ever meet, and they love our country, and they're getting really...
You mean the ICE officers that are covering their faces so they can't be detected, they can't be seen because they know what they're doing is bad? Some of them have got fucking Nazi tattoos. Oh, those tough guys? Those tough guys. Okay,
They want to stomp on them, but they're too tough. They don't allow it. And attempting to infiltrate and occupy federal buildings wearing armor and face shields. The best money can buy, somebody's financing it. We're going to find out through Pam Bondi and Department of Justice who it is.
Whatever.
They're already on it. Who's financing all this equipment?
Is it George Soros?
Under the Trump administration, this anarchy will not stand. We will not allow federal agents to be attacked, and we will not allow an American city to be invaded and conquered by a foreign enemy. And that's what they are. A lot of those people were let in here by the Biden administration.
Mexico is an ally. And screaming about a handful of people waving a Mexico flag, you didn't seem to give a good goddamn about people waving the fucking Confederate flag. Mexico's an ally. The Confederacy tried to take over the goddamn government. You don't have a problem with anybody waving a goddamn Nazi flag. that protest in 2017 where there was good guys on both sides that ended up killing a young girl, Heather Heyer. You had no problem with those people waving those flags, but oh my God, somebody is waving a Mexican flag and driving around on a little teeny motor scooter around a burning Waymo car. Send in the military, send in the Marines.
They just poured right in. They came from prisons, they came from jails from all over the world. They came from mental institutions. They were the leaders of gangs. They were drug lords allowed to come into our country. Their countries.
Donald Trump is still going off on this whole, people are coming here seeking asylum. Oh, the asylum, they're coming from the asylums. Oh my God, they're crazy murderer types. They let them out of the asylums. He's a fucking idiot, man.
Threw them out. Their countries would bus them or drive them right to our border and say, go in there, you ever come back, we're going to kill you. And we got them, and we're getting them out of here. I want to applaud the courage and the strength of the incredible troops who are right now standing guard to protect federal property and personnel and uphold the supremacy of federal law. That's what they're doing. They're protecting our ICE agents. They're protecting the police in Los Angeles. The head of the...
Turns out that the police are having to protect them. They're standing around federal buildings and the cops are there protecting them. Oh, and by the way, I just find this absolutely hilarious. Pete Hegseth, the guy that sent these, that sent the military in, he didn't arrange for them to have a place to sleep, so they end up sleeping on the fucking floor. So he's sitting there touting, the virtues of the military. Meanwhile, you didn't give them a place to sleep. You don't have anything to do except fire rubber bullets and arrest American citizens. But yet you have the police having to protect them. What are we talking about here?
Police in Los Angeles, a good man. I hear a good man, but he was actually saying we really did need this help. It had gotten away from them.
No,
it had long gotten.
No, he didn't. The chief of police in LA said, we got this. We do not need this. He did not tell you, please send in the military. That's absolute fucking horseshit.
No way. And we gave it to him. Not only are these service members defending the honest citizens of California, they're also defending our republic itself. And they are heroes. They're in there, they're heroes. In Los Angeles, the governor of California, the mayor of Los Angeles.
Listen to that. American troops are booing a governor of a state in the United States of America. Do you really think that these troops, he's grooming them right in front of our faces? Do you think that these people are going to have any compunction about going after American cities, American citizens in blue cities? I don't know, man. Judging by these guys, booing the goddamn governor, which, by the way, he's already talked about several times. He should be arrested. And they asked him, well, why should he be arrested, Mr. President? Because he was elected. What are we talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? You orange turd, you have no idea what law is. Mr. Law and Order, except I'm breaking all of the law because I'm the president. And the Supreme Court told me I could.
They're incompetent, and they paid troublemakers, agitators, and insurrectionists. They're engaged in this willful attempt to nullify federal law and aid the occupation of the city by criminal invaders. That's what it is. They're invaders, no different. Their position is that the rioting will not stop unless ICE withdraws from Los Angeles and ceases the enforcement of federal immigration law. In other words, they came in here illegally. Many of them came out of prisons and jails, the most heinous people. They came from all over the world. They came from the Congo in Africa. They came from Asia. They came from the prisons of these places. They were put into the United States and allowed to stay here because we had a grossly, grossly unfit president who listened to whoever was operating the auto pen. And they allowed these people...
It's goddamn auto pen. Jesus fucking Christ, the auto pen.
...to stay. And by the way, I've known this guy for a long time. He was never the sharpest bulb. But you know what he was? He wasn't a radical...
Wait, hold on. The sharpest bulb? You were insulting somebody, telling them that he's not the sharpest bulb. What in the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's the sharpest tool in the shed. It's the sharpest knife in the drawer. Or he's not the brightest bulb. I love it when people insult other people's intelligence and right in the middle of the insult, you say the dumbest fucking thing. I mean, goddamn, man. What are we talking about here, man? What are we talking about? This guy, Donald Trump, is ginning up active military troops right before he's about to send them into major cities to protect the cities from the marauding forces that are coming in, the foreign invaders. This is some Hitlerian shit. It's literally stuff that old Adolf said. We got to protect against the invaders, the vermin that is coming into this country. He's literally saying the same shit. I mean, I don't know what to do with this, man. I have no idea, but I know it's not good. I know it's not good. Here's Donald Trump. He was asked about how, when he spoke to, the last time he spoke to the governor, let's see what kind of hogwash comes out of his face hole.
The governor.
And Mr. President, when is the last time you spoke with Governor Newsom?
A day ago. Called him up to tell him, got to do a better job. He's doing a bad job, causing a lot of death and a lot of potential death. If we didn't send...
Nobody died. Nobody has died. Caused a lot of death and potential death. Dude is slipping, man. I mean, if we look closely, can we see his brains pouring out of his ears? You talk about Joe Biden being all, half brain dead. Okay, I agree. Joe Biden was half brain dead. But just because this guy says something with force does not mean that his brains are not scrambled fucking eggs right now. There was no death, Don. There was no potential death. The only potential is you sending the military in to quell a situation that was already taken care of, man. And you're doing nothing but intensifying the problem. Death. Fuck off, man.
The National Guard, and last night we gave them a little additional help. You would have, Los Angeles would be burning right now. Los Angeles would be not a lot different than what you saw take place in California and Los Angeles just a little while ago.
Yeah, I remember that, man. I remember when LA was on fire and Donald Trump was taunting the governor. And then he was threatening to make sure that they didn't get any federal funding to help in the aftermath. And then he took a water source that they had that was not going to go to LA. He said, I turned the faucet on and then the water came. The water ended up going into the ocean, man. And they're going to need that water during their dry season, but it's gone now. It's gone because you let millions and millions of gallons go because you turned on the fucking faucet. You did not give a flying fuck about LA when they were actually on fire and people were running for their lives. But now you got to protest and now LA's on fire. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And you got to remember, we have the Olympics coming, and we don't want people looking at Los Angeles like it would have been. It would have been bad. Last night they had total control. If we didn't have the military in there, the National Guard, and then we also sent in some Marines. We had some bad people. We have people, they look in your face and they spit right in your face.
Oh God, when they start to spit, you spit, we hit. Oh, okay. Are you guys feeling the correlation between 1936, the Olympics in Germany? We've got the Olympics coming. I'm going to make sure I get a full fascist rule before they get here. Can't have any subversive people, all of the rioters, all of the insurrectionists. Well, what about January 6th and that insurrection? Oh, those were people that they were peacefully protesting while they broke in and then they brought a noose to hang the vice president who probably deserved it. No, those were peaceful protesters. Mike Johnson literally blurred out the faces of the videos that were going to be released of the January 6th riot. Talking about protecting criminals. Talking about Gavin Newsom protecting criminals. Meanwhile, he literally blurred their faces. And this dipshit right here, he released them all, including the fucking rider that was wearing a Camp Auschwitz sweatshirt. Remember that guy? Oh, he got released too. Several of the protesters have already, those rioters, I shouldn't call them protesters, several of those rioters on January 6th have already committed crimes again and have been locked up on different charges. One of them killed a woman in a drunk driving accident. One of them was accused of, being a child predator. And, they found some dirt on him. But you're talking about Gavin Newsom protecting criminals. Meanwhile, this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. Anyway, he goes on later on in the same presser, and, he's got his big, beautiful parade coming up that he's super excited about. I wonder if they're going to let him wear like a military jacket with epaulettes and, what do you call them? A big old row of medals, a la the, Gaddafi, the former leader of Libya, just full on. Is he going to wear the big shades and the big hat and the military uniform? Just stand there looking all Mussolini and shit. But he's very happy about his parade, and he's got a warning for anybody who decides that if you guys have, any ideas about exercising your First Amendment right to protest, I got words for you.
And we're going to be celebrating big on Saturday. We're going to have a lot of, and if there's any protester who wants to come out, they will be met with very big force. By the way, for those people that want to protest, they're going to be met with very big force. And I haven't even heard about a protest, but, this is people that hate our country. But they will be met with very heavy force.
He threatens 3 times with very heavy force and says that people that protest hate this country. Sweetheart, protest First Amendment. It is the most American thing that you can do. And as long as you're protesting on his side, he got no problem with you. You break the law, you beat a cop over the head with an American flagpole, he got no problem with that. No problem whatsoever. He will pardon your ass. You're on his team. But if you're protesting against him, oh no, he can't have that. So he's sitting there talking about, this asshat is sitting there talking about, you better not protest or we're going to have a huge show of force. You better not speak your mind. You better not peacefully assemble. I got an idea. How about everybody that goes and protests this ridiculous thing? Honestly, I hope it's a big flop and nobody shows up. I mean, apparently a lot of his right-wing congressional people, they're not going to show up. Mike Johnson didn't say he was going to be there. I don't think anybody wants to touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. But if you do happen to protest in D.C., go out there and bring your rainbow flags, and we could call this Donald Trump's Pride Parade, right? Let's just make it his Pride Parade, because that's why he's doing it. He's just so proud. He's so proud. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my giddy fucking aunt. Anyway, this is Mr. Authoritarian right here, and don't let him deter you, man. Don't let him deter you. This might be a fascist movement, but it's also dumb as shit. We can beat dumb fascists. We can do it. So don't let him walk over you. Stand up to the fascist. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.